Teens Need Jobs, Not Just Cash. Argument by Anne Michaud. I well remember how my first job made me feel capable, creative, in charge. I was a summer counselor at a YMCA day camp and still practically a kid myself, just out of 10th grade. I made a lot of mistakes. As the arts and crafts counselor, I blew most of my $200 budget on popsicle sticks and GIMP. We ran out of arts and crafts supplies halfway through the summer, and so taking long nature walks became our fallback. I wonder what the campers' parents thought. Making mistakes like that is partly what early jobs are all about. We learn and then make better decisions when the real job comes along. So it's troubling that teens today are facing their third straight summer of bleak employment prospects. In fact, the worst since World War II, when the government began keeping track. In April, the jobless rate for 16 to 19-year-olds approached 25%, and the unemployment rate only counts those actively looking. Many are too discouraged by the dismal economy to try. Parents may debate the merits of teens taking jobs bagging groceries versus studying or pursuing music, sports, or college-level courses. But the poorest Americans don't have that choice, and to double down on their woes, they are hit hardest by teen unemployment. Last summer, just 1 in 5 teenagers with annual family income below $20,000 had a job, according to a report by Northeastern University's Center for Labor Market Studies. Not only aren't these teens earning needed cash or learning the life lessons I got at the YMCA, but the joblessness they experience now may drag them down for years. One study in the United States and Britain said that 37-year-old men who had sustained a year of unemployment before age 23 made 23% less than their peers. The equivalent gap was 16% for women. College graduates who took jobs beneath their education or outside of their fields often never got back to where they might have been, according to what the Japanese learned from their lost decade of economic doldrums in the 1990s and early 2000s. When the Japanese economy recovered, employers preferred graduates fresh out of school, creating a generation that suffers higher rates of depression, heart attack and suicide, and lower life expectancy. These structural problems with capitalism, the ups and downs of the business cycle, should not be borne by individuals, but collectively. That's why we have unemployment insurance, for example. Other countries seem to have a better understanding of this. Germany's renowned apprenticeship program, a training period of 2 to 4 years, attracts roughly 2/3 of vocational school students there. They're often hired afterward. One reason Germany has a far lower youth unemployment rate than us, at 9.5%. Firms and government share the apprenticeship expenses. The Netherlands, also keen on averting a lost generation of workers, is dividing full-time private sector jobs into 2 or 3 part-time ones, with government providing supplemental income for part-time workers. When the economy improves, Dutch 20-somethings will be ready with skills and experience. The New York Youth Works program has the right idea. On Long Island, at least 64 employers have signed up. The program offers them tax credits for hiring low-income youth. Given that unemployment among teens is more than twice the 7.4% rate for adults on Long Island, we should expand this program. When teens work, it teaches them independence, responsibility, a good work ethic, and how to get along with others. Our collective future depends on investing in their success.
Teens at Work. Online editorial from the Record Journal. To combat high national unemployment rates for teens, legislators must craft more initiatives which help induce creation of summer and part-time work opportunities. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, America's unemployment rate in 2011 for job aspirants 16 to 19 years old was 24.4%, which does not include those who do not apply for openings. Since the Bureau began compiling such data in the late 1940s, last year's number was the second highest ever recorded. Worst of all time was 25.9% in 2010. More must be done to address this issue. Entire families can suffer when wages are not available for older kids. Many teenagers, fortunate enough to have work, contribute portions of paychecks to households' overall budgets. With fewer chances for adolescents to secure employment, steady sources of domestic income disappear. Moreover, when jobs are scarce, even youths who simply want discretionary money must instead request finances from mom, dad, or guardians, which places added levels of stress upon the family. One factor behind increased teen joblessness is that youths will often come up against experienced adults willing to work part-time for stable pay. While anyone's successful ascension out of unemployment status in this sluggish economy is positive, too much position filling at newer generations' expense is detrimental long-term. For at part-time jobs is where most members of tomorrow's labor force will first learn valuable workplace skills. Delaying or denying this experience, crucial to one's ongoing professional development, will engender negative economic implications in future decades. People who miss out on employment early may not reach full potential. Already, businesses nationwide report deficiencies in quantities of candidates who can fill positions which require advanced capabilities. Teenagers' employment statistics have worsened also because of automated machines' replacement of personnel at low-level tasks. For example, grocery stores' self-scan aisles and continued closures of businesses which utilize large staffs. Commendably, the White House and U.S. Department of Labor have begun a campaign to generate 250,000 private sector jobs, with at least 100,000 being paid spots. While this is a start, even more government-backed employment stimulus is necessary. Otherwise, a generation whose future is already threatened by the Great Recession's aftermath could fall even further behind. An unacceptable, dangerous prospect.